Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Apex Racing TV and welcome back to the BSR Rallycross Series. And tonight it's at the Silverstone South Circuit. We saw some great racing here on Tuesday night in the MX-5s. Hopefully we'll get a bit of that here. Slightly small grid this time, bit of a shame. But Andrew Woodhouse joined by Alex Simpson and Adam Bath. And Adam, well, here this week at the home of British Motorsport. And it looks like it's going to be a brilliant track for these cars, aren't we? Even though we're a bit short on numbers.
Yeah, it's a shame that the numbers are down really, because we were talking during the MX-5s that this is going to be a brilliant track for the rallycross cars. So we can run you through the grid, and we are on iRacing Live as well tonight. Ross McFarlane and Nicole Foggy starting on the front row of the grid. Then Josh Thompson in third. I've got a feeling it's going to be those three for the win all evening. Maybe Michael Avdoka could get in there as well. He's starting fourth. Dan Brown fifth. Mark Johnston sixth. Then seventh, Stephen Baxter. Eighth, Callum Spencer. Joe McDonald ninth. Forstein Helgeson in 10th place. Then Scott Malcolm 11th. And then Kip Stevenson 12th. And then the two cars starting at the back that did not set times. Alex Malensky and Stephen Baxter. To be fair, if you finish in last, you've got a very good chance of being on pole position for race 2. So we'll see what happens. We've got just over half a minute before we get going.
Depends if you actually finish. Alex, he did well there. I didn't think he'd get through all those drivers in time.
No.
Right.
just about managed it. Yeah, no. But I tell you what, all jokes aside, I still think this could be a really good race. You know, just that little short circuit.
Oh, here we go. We're ready in the green flag. He's out. Here we go. McFarlane and Foggy into the... Oh dear. Foggy's gone off. Who's that going off behind them as well? I think it was a Docker. He's just cutting the course.
Well,
a big slowdown, I reckon, there for him.
Huge.
Use any means necessary,
Mark Johnston
isn't it? Really?
As well. Sorry, Adam.
I was just going to say, use any part of the track, even if it is the green stuff here, and you can see straight away Josh Thompson taking a huge chunk of curve on the inside of the first chicane, and he's lining up Ross McFarlane.
Mark Johnston spun, so he's dropping down the order.
Smolensky
Thompson.
Smolensky and Baxter didn't take the start, and Thompson looking up the inside, going into Chapel.
He's all over him, Alex Thompson. Great start by Ford Fiesta. Down the Hanger straight, he's going to get a nice slipstream. Have they got enough top speed to make it to the end without peaking out? Thompson's having a look up the inside. Oh, look at that.
Oh, we're on board there. I didn't hear it peaking out like it was at the previous track, Imola. So yeah, it looks like we're on here for some good battling and some good.
McFarlane has gone deep. Thompson's through into the lead. Foggy into second. And in fourth is Daniel Brown, who's doing a good job out there.
Top four altogether then, separated by 8 tenths. Then it's 3 seconds back. Up the inside goes McFarlane as Foggy tries to do something on Thompson, I think. And now it's going to be McFarlane through into second.
Yeah, driving from McFarlane. Volkswagen versus Ford, same team. Car. Away.
The Beetle is good. Ross McFarlane did give me a good setup when I was racing in it at Laguna Seca 2 weeks ago. But it looks like the Ford has got the legs.
How much fun Josh Thompson's having. He said he was enjoying the track. Looks like we're going to get a decent race out of this. Smolensky and Baxter did not take the start, as Adam said, which is a shame, down to only 12 cars. And looks like there's going to be... looking like there was going to be a move between Thorstein Helgeson and Scott Malcolm. Over 6th, 8th and 9th places, I think, is it?
Probably the closest.
7th and 8th,
7 and
because
8th,
we've lost. Stephen Burke's dropped down the order a bit.
Closest battle probably got on track at the moment, because Thompson's broke away to a 7/10 of a second advantage. These two are pretty close, just behind them as well. It's reasonably close between Kip Stevens and, just you mentioned there, Stephen Burke.
We've got a few people watching the series that haven't probably seen it before. Worth just giving them a little idea what it's about and why we're at Silverstone on a road course and we're not burning it up around a rallycross track.
Go on, you volunteered. No, no, sorry, I'll do it. It's the BSR Winter Series. We normally run the British Sim Racer Touring Car Championship on the Thursday through the season from about February through to about December. And Yeah, we decided for the Winter Series this time, the organiser decided that the rallycross cars, quite new to iRacing, could be used for this, and exciting, that's for sure, never dull. And if you want to join the series, well, on the British Sim Racers group on Facebook, and in touch with the admins on there. You can be on the track next week. Oh, round the outside goes Helgeson, or at least trying to. You get that. You can get the grip on the outside line, but...
that was fantastic there, lighting his tyres up.
Got to turn right for this chicane now.
Behind as well.
This at Abbey.
Work through on Kip Stevens.
It highlights as well, Adam, from the other side when you see the view, because that is we're going the wrong way up the international circuit now. Just how weirdly shaped that Abbey hairpin is when you're on the international layout. I never seem to get it right very often, honestly. I've nearly won races there.
Yeah, I remember. When you didn't get it right, that was in the club series back a few years back, and it.
On the normal lap, I wasn't very good either.
Yeah, we did a 100 minutes of Silverstone together, didn't we? That was a good one back in
we did quite well then, but it's such a weird corner. Oh, up the inside goes Helgeson. Now he's got the move done into Stoke. Good battle developing actually. 5 drivers here: Helgeson, Malcolm, Burke, Stevens, and Spencer. Spencer's pretty quick. He will win at Laguna Seca.
Still very close towards the front as well. McFarlane reeling back in Thompson as well. Only 3/10 separating them now.
In fact, Alex Callum Spencer, he beat our very own Adam Bath in that race. When he won when he took his first win.
Nice.
Adam Bath was in second place, of course, there.
Yeah, it was. Couldn't live with him though, unfortunately.
What are you playing at Bath? Come on, sort it out.
It was close, wasn't it? It just was.
It's Evdoka.
Oh no, what's happened?
Well, he was running in 5th.
Well, he's nowhere near Kip, so it can't be that. What's happened? He's. Oh, I don't know what happened.
Oh, wide for Thompson. Let's open the door. McFarlane, can he step through it? Not quite.
He's blinking.
Over the line we go to start lap 6 of 9, 2/3 of the race gone. And the top 3, I don't think you can separate these 3. They're just as good as each other, I reckon.
Thompson looking nice and controlled up front. Not something we say that often, but it's definitely true of this time.
The car that suits his reputation, isn't it, really?
You're right. Oh, 2 wheels for Thompson that time as well. And as we mentioned last week, Alex, the car does not go very fast when 2 wheels are in the air, especially not in 4-wheel drive terms anyway.
Yeah, no, not at all.
There was some World Rally Championship earlier, and they were always saying that you've got to get back on the ground as quickly as you can after the big jumps, as through goes Foggy.
Yeah, nicely done there. Go Foggy. Ahead of Ross McFarlane. McFarlane down to 3rd. Daniel Brown, he's kind of dropped off a little bit, but not too much. He's still... He's within touching distance, Alex, but can't get those extra couple of tenths in order to really be a part of this group.
Yeah, that's it. Bit of infighting between them, though, to be right there, so...
Speaking of infighting, well, just fighting. Scott Malcolm and Kip Stevens.
I think McFarlane let him have that there. I just watched that back. I feel sure he just ran wide on purpose. Couldn't get the move done on Thompson, so he's just seeing if Foggy can.
Stevens up the inside into Stowe. Malcolm hangs it around the outside. Got the inside then for Vale. Let on the brakes is the Scotsman. And he's through. He's made it.
Nice quartet fighting away here. Malcolm, Stevens, Spencer and Burke.
Good move by Scott Malcolm. Stevens a bit wide.
Yeah, the Beetle could be in here. And it is.
Well, Beetles don't really such a big space to get into. He goes. He's through. You don't see that many of the new Beetles out on the road, do you really, compared to the old one, the old new Beetle that came out and everybody had one?
Yeah, no. Sadly, feel like it's had its time, hasn't it?
Something emissions, something maybe as well.
Yeah, might have.
It doesn't stop people buying Golfs though, does it? I suppose.
I think a 3 at 500 came along, and that was more of a fashion icon than a VW Beetle, I think.
Oh, the new Fiat 500, yeah. Oh, look at Spencer. Look at that. Can he keep it though?
Out for the lead as well.
Oh, he can. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful move. 2 in 1 there.
Adam Bath trick.
I think it was. Let's have a little...
Here comes Foggy round the outside of Thompson, but Thompson has the line. It's very difficult to get an outside move done there going through the Ireland chicane.
Well, we saw Aero Nom and Jörg Danker tried to go too wide through there. That didn't work too well. Racing incident there, I'm sure, but a few racing incidents as well. Some hotly debated ones on Tuesday night in the MX5 League, but most of it was just hard racing, I'll be honest with you.
Thompson does a very good job there covering the inside line, going into Stowe, crossing the line now to start the final lap of the race.
Yeah,
where Foggy's going to get this done.
White flag is in the air, but Nico Foggy not waving the white flag at the moment. Someone else is. Too close.
I thought you were going to do like Nico Foggy doesn't care or something.
No, he's not going to give up though, I must admit. I wonder if... Oh, he might have to go into the chicane. I thought he would do, but Thompson keeps it nice and neat. Again, Thompson rides the curb too much, maybe, and Foggy had better traction, more contact with the racing surface into this very fast part of the course, Alex, now.
Yeah, fantastic section, just sweep through there. Silverstone's all about fast flowing corners, isn't it? And even that southern track, awesome. Great
circuit, it's a great version of Silverstone. Sadly, I believe it's gone now, but...
Yeah, got bulldozed for the new arena section.
But still providing great racing on iRacing. Oh, look at this, side by side into Stowe. Thompson just holds the line enough. Is he going to make it to the line, or is Foggy going to get it? It's going to be pretty close. Foggy gets a good drive off the corner. And... Oh!
That was a bit weird. That was a bit weird, wasn't it?
I think they're out of fuel. I think both the Fiestas are out of fuel.
And the Beetle nearly came through them at McFarlane. He didn't actually gain any places, but I think... Just go back and see.
Yeah, they were out of fuel.
Oh, you're right.
Now, obviously, rallycross cars are only meant to do super sprint races, and
is anyone else out?
Our 10-minute sprint race
is. If anybody else is out, because
let's have a look. Here
coming into Stowe now.
Well, everyone's crossed the line apart from Mark Johnston, who has now crossed the line as well.
Just have a look at the battle.
Mark Johnston's out.
No, he hasn't crossed the line yet. Here he is, trundling down the back.
The Burke, Malcolm and Stevens battle. Oh, Spencer ran out of fuel. Yeah, Spencer definitely ran out.
Johnston's going to struggle to get to the line here because
wow, how is he out by that much?
There's no fuel saving, I'm guessing.
Maybe he was revving the hell out of it on the start line. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
This is why everyone waits for the last minute to get onto the grid, don't they? Yeah, it's downhill here.
It's downhill, he'll make it.
Clutch in and go.
We've walked around the outside there, and it's actually a bit more hilly than it looks as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Not gaining any speed down the hill. There we go.
Just in case anyone's wondering, obviously we do have reverse grid races with this one as well, so 3 more races tonight. We'll go for a quick little ad break while they... I
thought you were going to say while Mark Johnston's finishing.
Well, yeah, while they're away. Just as, you know, obviously if people tuning in on iRacing Live, they might not know what's happening. So yeah, we'll read the grid out, and normally we have a reverse grid wheel that will spin, but just as we've only got 14 today, it'll be a full reverse grid.
That was like me at Brands Hatch. That's how far behind I ended up being after running out at Stirling's Bend. So that was quite an achievement to be that far behind. But yeah, Mark Johnston, unfortunately, what's happened to him? But he did spin off earlier, so I wonder if he was just pushing that little bit harder to catch up, just using a little bit more fuel. In fact, Stephen Burke giving an apology to Mark Johnston, so I wonder if that was... Well, you put 2 and 2 together, that's probably what happened. Adam, if you could take us through the results then.
Yeah, so Josh Thompson takes the win. Great defensive drive against Nicole Foggy. And then 3rd place for Ross McFarlane. Dan Brown finishing in 4th. And Joe McDonald 5th. Michael Evdoka finishing in 6th. He was moaning about his setup, I saw there. He said his setup was awful, so we'll see if that gets amended in the next 3 races. Forstein Helgeson finishing in 7th. 8th, Stephen Burke. 9th for Scott Malcolm. And Callum Spencer finishing in 10th. Kip Stevens 11th. He'll be on the front row for race 2. Then Mark Johnston finishing in 12th. He'll be on the pole. And then, as we mentioned at the beginning, Alex Walensky and Stephen Baxter choosing not to take the start. Hopefully we do see them on the grid for race 2. We'll boost our entries a little bit. But yeah, we'll see what happens when the cars rejoin on the grid in a few minutes for the second race.
Alright, and yeah, we'll see exactly what happens. We return on Apex Racing TV. We'll be back in a moment.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
in the outside, contact made, 56 slides it into 4, who's gonna be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Race 2 from Silverstone South in the BSR Rallycross Series. Andrew Woodhouse, Adam Bath and Alex Simpson for Apex Racing TV. And Adam, it was a pretty exciting race, the first one. I quite enjoyed that. It was a great finish. And some interesting things that apparently Foggy thought the race was over.
Yeah, that's why you were slowing down at the same time as McFarlane. It was a bit weird, wasn't it? But yeah, we've now got a full reverse grid. And Mark Johnson's going to be starting on the pole. Kip Stevenson second. He's rushed on there. He was chatting to us a minute ago. Callum Spencer starting in third. Got Scott Malcolm fourth. Stephen Burke fifth. Then it's Helgerson, Evdoka, McDonald, Brown, McFarlane, Foggy, Thompson, and Wright. So I think Max Wright has just joined. I don't think he was in the last race. So we're up to 13 cars. Here we go.
I've said it every week, Adam. I love how these cars start, and we're about to see it again here. Green light is on and they fly off the line once again. Great start by Callum Spencer. Is he looking for it all into Vale? He might get it all because wide goes Johnston. And unless he comes back on quickly, he might incur a slowdown. He may have already done so.
Oh, he's hitting him. Oh, was that just the Beetle sideways?
Could have just been the old sideways Beetle. It's a Beetle, not a crab. And sideways again for Burke. Right in front of Evdoka. And then behind Evdoka is Daniel Brown. Side by side into this fast S's. Yeah, nicely done. Everybody through to Beckett's and now Chappell.
Josh Thompson up 3 positions already, same with Foggy as well. They're up to 8th and 9th respectively. Callum Spencer, he loves these race twos. He's already got a 6/10 of a second lead. Yeah,
he's done well, hasn't he? They're winning a race earlier on the season. Up the inside goes another Beetle. That's McFarlane. Just taken. He has just taken Daniel Brown.
End of the opening lap then.
It's just Burke sideways.
There's a smoke there, and that's allowing Dan Brown and McFarlane to now fight each other as we go through Club. Now on the short straight to the Abbey chicane. McFarlane going this way and that to try and find a way past the yellow Beetle in front. No way through.
When we say these guys are sideways, Alex, it's all relative because they're sideways pretty much all the time anyway. But
yeah, this is true.
Even more sideways. What are you looking at in terms of this race, Matt? I know we've not even come to you yet, really.
Yeah, no, just to see. I mean, obviously, relatively small grid, so I don't see it being an issue for the guys to come through from the back. So those that are at the front just really need to excel, I think. Make sure don't make any mistakes, and that's going to make the job difficult for them.
Oh, hello. Who's that all the way off? Is it Helgerson? R6 it is.
Yeah. Oh, Stephen Burke's dropping down the order. Is that a slowdown? It must be.
Yeah, it is. Down the hanger straight, having to concede place after place. Going to concede another one to Scott Malcolm.
Loads of positions gained here as Mark Johnston is now under pressure from Callum Spencer. This is for the lead of the race, so Callum Spencer's lost a lot of time.
It was a ducker.
Here comes Evdoka. Hopefully he's got a better setup under him this time.
Yeah, I think he has. And into Abbey. Oh, he hits the first curb quite hard. Spencer gave him the space though. McFarlane now trying to capitalise as well, and this is the fastest part of the track here. This right-hand kink, and then slowing only fractionally for this S's part. Then on the exit of Beckett's into Chapel.
I think the drivers in front now know that they have to be impeccable now, because Ross McFarlane, one of the quickest drivers in the series, is only 1.1 seconds away from them. And we're only a third of the way into the race.
Indeed he is, McFarlane. So is Evdoka. I think everybody who's left, pretty good. Max Wright's getting 2 places. He started last and with no race won under his belts. Callum Spencer goes wide at Vale. Pulled up. Got foggy now.
There's Tomo. Thompson at the inside. 7 positions gained, and this is it. Oh.
Thompson into Abbey.
A lot of curb there and a lot of grass.
Oh, and a lot more curb on the way out as well. Josh Thompson absolutely giving it the beans. Slow down again for Spencer. Going well for him.
Just when you think that it's Thompson that's going to get the slowdown, it's instead Spencer.
Oh,
lead.
Thompson's made a mistake.
Oh.
Is that what you were looking at, Alex?
Exactly that, yeah. We were on board with Foggy at the time. Saw it unfolding in front of us, and the closure speed was crazy.
Nearly got him, didn't he, as Johnston still maintains half a second, but it's
now
getting
well.
lower and lower. And Nevdoka goes up the inside into Stowe. Bit of contact, side by side.
If it
Is
hasn't back lunge there.
going to get involved in the contact as well?
3 wide. Hold your breath.
Oh, Johnston, Beetle in his defence, and manages to keep in front of those two.
Now watch this Beetle go to the outside. There is grip around here, so we'll see if Evdoka can hold on to it. Look at him go.
You can see that the outside of Club Corner is a little bit rubbered in as well. Into this Abbey chicane, which, like I said, not used, but I think this would have been a fantastic touring car layout when it was still here. Not really sure why they didn't use this as the one, really, because it's such a flowing course. This.
It's the garages, isn't it? That's the thing.
Ah, true.
Access to the
no
garages.
pit lane. Cracking course though. I wonder if they could. I mean, I know there's an international layout now. It's using flat out right at Abbey. In fact, it's a similar track, isn't it, Adam? The new international layout, but in kind of spirit anyway, in terms of where it leaves the main part of the track and comes back on.
Yeah. We just rejoined the hangar straight a little bit earlier as Evdoka again tries to put the pressure on McFarlane.
And it uses the fast right-hander of Abbey and the left-hander of Farm.
Yeah.
And then Village is the one really where it goes straight on instead of Beckett's.
Well, I think the reason why the British Touring Cars probably doesn't use that is probably because of the money that you have to pay to use those arena pits.
Oh, really?
I think they are quite.
Is that what that is it?
I think that's what it is. But here comes McFarlane for the lead.
This might be money for McFarlane. Constant trying to bank a win. And he's might be overdrawn once Ross McFarlane gets finished with him.
3 wide into the island corner.
Oh no, this isn't going to work. This is not going to go well. Michael Evdoka needs to probably give up on that. Oh, and it hasn't gone well.
Thank God for 4-wheel drive.
He just about managed to save it. It's never really going to work though, was it? There's here comes Foggy Alex as well, although he's on the grass coming out of Chapel.
Yeah, doesn't slow the 4-wheel drive Fiesta down though, does it? One little bit.
Nice car this, the Fiesta as well.
Must be a bit more traction out there this time as well. Oh, as was it Daniel Brown going a little wide? Yeah, it was, and Tom out the inside. But
and
it
Spencer's
seems to be peaking out a little bit as well now. So I'm thinking that they're getting slightly better traction going onto Hangar Straight.
Thompson's made another mistake. Did he try and throw it up the inside of Brown there?
Yeah, he's already through.
Oh,
so
no, he's already through.
It was just an unforced error, really.
And lap 7 of 9, and now Michael Evdoka is feeling the pressure of Nicole Foggy. So he had his one chance to get the lead, and now he's having to fend off an attack of what could knock him out the podium positions.
7 of 9. Need to avoid the bog then. If that indeed is the lap we're on, which it is.
If Foggy could smell a win here, the gap is 1.9 seconds with 2.5 laps to go.
What about the bog, Alex? These guys will be hoping the car doesn't get crushed into a queue.
That's it. Wonder how many Trekkies you have got out there that would have known what that reference was about.
Well, you and probably whoever else.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm Major Star. So Trekkie, so I got that straight away.
Probably another one.
Just went over my head, that.
We'll show you in a catsuit, mate. It won't go over your head then.
Well, it depends which head he's talking about. Yes, we are on iRacing Live, everybody. Good evening.
Not going to be able to recover from that.
1.5, well, you might not. 1.5 laps to go here at the BSR Winter Series. And you know what? This has been a really well-driven meeting so far. It could all go to hell in a handbasket later. We don't know. It did last week. We will see. Johnston still leads. He's a good driver, Mark Johnston, isn't he, Alex? It seems like he can drive anything, really, and do it reasonably well.
Yeah, I mean, he recovered from that first mistake, didn't he? You were literally off the line, but yeah, and held on. This is what we were saying about at the start. You know, you need to just make as little mistakes as possible. I mean, he's right under pressure now. McFarlane was very, very quick in the first race, so he's got one more lap to try and hold on to it.
Only one more lap to go.
So then, final corner on this southern layout, and now all of a sudden Evdoka fancies his chances. It looks like it's all been bubbling away nicely the last lap or so, and now we've got 4 cars that could all win this as we cross the line.
Yeah, we had a great battle in race 1 at the end, didn't we? We had cars running out of fuel, and it could happen again here. Johnston, of course, ran out of fuel, Alex, very early in race 1.
Yeah, on the back straight, wasn't it? So,
or even got stuck on.
Mark parks his car on the apex there. And that's Foggy going wide, so I think we're down to 3 cars now to win this.
Here comes McFarlane. Got a good run, but we do have to turn right. This high-speed section at the international chicanes. Only one corner left after this one, Adam, for Ross McFarlane if he wants to take the win.
Going to have to be a lunge, isn't it, into Stone?
What do you think? Do you think Johnson should stay to the inside or the outside?
I reckon he should stay to the inside, but he's moving over. Well, will he cut back to the inside as we get on the brakes? He's definitely giving McFarlane the room, but McFarlane doesn't go up the inside.
Closes it off at the last minute. Here we go then to the line. Let's see what happens. He's out.
Oh,
He's
no.
out again. Out on the final corner. McFarlane's out. And Evdoka wins.
Yeah, Evdoka wins. What a finish. They've got to sort that out.
He was off the track. He was crashed. Michael Evdoka. But yeah, Johnston was completely out of fuel with just 100 yards to go. And then McFarlane ran out, lost control, and Evdoka hits him and managed to go through and win by 0.15 of a second.
Yeah, McFarlane could see Evdoka coming there, trying everything he could to slow his path, slow him down, and yeah, 15 thousandths of a second in the end, and Evdoka takes well, what was looking like it about half a mile ago, an unlikely win.
What a finish that was, and if you're watching us on the stream, surely that's worth a subscription. You can see that every week here on Apex Racing TV.
We'll make sure that they always run out of fuel on the final corner.
Yes.
Exactly, right, the results are on a screen, I think. Well, we'll run you through them anyway. Michael Evdoka takes the win. 2nd for Ross McFarlane. 3rd for Nicole Foggy. 4th for Mark Johnston, the top 4 separated by just 0.7 of a second in the end. And then Dan Brown in 5th, Josh Thompson 6th, 7th for Callum Spencer, who was leading at one point, and Stephen Burke in 8th, 9th for Scott Malcolm, and Thorstein Helgeson in 10th, 11th for Joe McDonald, 12th for Max Wright after starting in last and finishing last after starting on the front row, but he'll be back on the front row again for race 3. This time he'll be on the pole. It's Kip Stevens.
All right, well, let's see how he gets on then. 2 times BSRTC champion. We'll see what he can do from the front row of the grid in Rallycross when we return in about 10 minutes' time for more from the BSR Winter Series.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
The outside contact made. 56 slides it at a 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even. Give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made, 56 slides in at a 4, who's going to be at the stripe, dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex.
Welcome back to the BSR Rallycross Series, the Winter Series, here at Silverstone South. Andrew Woodhouse, Alex Simpson and Adam Bath for Apex Racing TV. Down on the grid, pole position belongs to Kip Stevens, and it's Max Wright, and then it's Joe McDonald in third. So here we go. Just about ready for the start.
Be good.
It's been a fantastic layout. Yeah, what do you expect, Adam, from this?
Well, we've been told that there's tons of grip, so if we see any VW Beetles trying to be Robin Reliance, we could be in for a very interesting race 3. Here we go.
Here we go, red lights are on. Green light is on, some good starts from the middle of the pack. Not really a lot of progress you can make in turn 1. Oh, there's a lot of grip there.
And it's everyone off.
Oh, it's Burke. Thompson's hit him.
I think it's got Malcolm as well. Someone's going very wide. That is Josh Thompson. He's missing a bonnet. Oh, what was going on there?
Oh, what on earth happened?
Mark Johnston is rolling. Ross McFarlane's been hit off by, I think, his own teammate.
Oh, so somebody came in. I think it was was it Helgeson? That just missed his braking point completely.
Oh, we missed his braking point. I don't know if that's a polite way of putting it. I don't know. I'll have to look back at it.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty bad. That is not great. Stevens leads.
Oh, jeez.
I know.
Watching that back on replay now, that's just crazy. I wondered how...
That's a horrific one.
how Johnson ended up all the way there. I'm not surprised after that hit.
Yeah. So. I thought he rolled it over. I thought he turned it in and rolled it over. I didn't see what happened. Joe McDonald working on Max Wright for second, trying for second place, going around the outside then. Oh, he nearly tipped it over. That's exactly what we were on about, Alex, and then Max Wright very nearly became a victim.
Yeah, crazy.
End of the opening lap then.
We might see it in Abbey, Adam, because these curves are big.
Yeah, and you can see Stevens being very gingerly there with the curves.
Being ginger, there you go.
Foggy getting past Max Wright. That's a Scotsman on a Scot, and he is through. Foggy through into third place. How long is he going to take him to get through?
Max Wright's English, isn't he?
Ah, well, he drove for a Scottish team last year.
Might have been an honorary Scotsman, I think.
I think you become an honorary citizen of Scotland if you drive for the Automet.
Oh, is that in the contract, is it? Oh, well.
Happy burn tonight, everybody, in a few days as well.
If that carries on after Brexit, well, the inside goes...
yeah.
goes Nicole Foggy. And Evdoka's nearly rolling the car going through Stowe. He's getting past Max Wright.
Foggy on Stevens. Stevens covers the inside line. Misses that curb.
Oh!
That was
Brown?
Brown, yeah.
Brown is right. That's the colour of his trousers. After that one.
Now into the... Stevens is doing a fantastic Trulli train here.
He's been rear-ended. I think Brown might have rear-ended McDonald into Ford and Foggy.
Someone's cut the Abbey chicane as well. That was Callum Spencer. Evdoka trying to desperately get past Joe McDonald, and McDonald hands it to him on a plate.
Oh, he's done it, Evdoka. That's brilliant.
It's the chicane there.
Not a lot of space at all there.
And through is going to go the Beetle as well, almost, of Dan Brown.
Oh, that's if McDonald doesn't give him the space, and raced him hard there, John McDonald. John McDonald's name showing on the broadcast today, Alex. Oh, contact at the front.
Lead.
Stevens hits Foggy.
Well,
I'd like to say that's a racing incident. I don't know.
Well, Foggy, I
don't know what to believe anymore.
He's running the track. That down in 7th place. Stevens now leads Evdoka. The race 2 winner is now in 2nd place, and then it's McDonald in 3rd, and Brown 3rd, then McDonald in 4th.
Yeah, it might be breaking down a little bit in this race, but Alex got about 9 cars in the same camera shot.
Yeah,
somehow.
It's the race we want.
And there's only 10 on the lead lap.
Somehow it's happened, hasn't it?
Yeah, the top 9 separated by just 4 seconds. Quickest driver on that last lap, by the way, was Ross McFarlane. He's in 8th with Nicole Foggy. I wonder if they're going to have an amazing surge through the field in the second half of this race, and they're about to pick off one. That is Max Wright, that up the inside goes Foggy.
Reminds me of last week. Reminded me of when we played those destruction derbies on Grid Autosport.
Oh, the very first grid.
This week
did that all the time.
This week it's been pretty good actually, but this race has left a little to be desired. But it is rallycross cars, so a little bit of light contact is encouraged. There's not, but except some of it wasn't really light contact. But it's been good driving so far, really. Stevens leading the way.
To get Dirt 4 back out, I think.
It's going to be hard for him to. It'll be hard for him to he should have a go in the official series, the Red Bull Global Rallycross Championship.
Here it comes Evdoka. I will.
If he can beat that pesky Stelian Chepelewski.
Oh, I was watching that the other day. He's another.
He's good, isn't he?
The man's an animal.
He's very good, isn't he? Thanks,
What
John
a
Pleland.
move!
Oh, well, he collided with Evdoka. He might have a go on Stevens.
Oh. Well, you know,
and
Stevens
look at Burke.
will give it as good as he gets.
Burke's through into 3rd. Where did he come from?
Evdoka down to 4th now.
Unbelievable. And Stevens has left the door open then into Stowe.
Gives him the space. Maybe try and go for the cutback. If Stevens here on the exit.
Through goes Daniel Brown.
Pretty wide in the background as well.
Oh, here he goes. He's having a look. Oh, and Evdoka's been nibbled at again.
I still won't rule out Nicole Foggy and Ross McFarlane as Kid Stevens.
That was an interesting line, wasn't it?
Invents his own line there.
Alex, can you get away with that at all? Like he might have.
Yeah, apparently so.
The two cars there, Foggy and McFarlane, trying to get past each other. This is over 5th and 6th.
Stevens won't catch Brown, but yeah, you're right. Oh, that's close, isn't it?
And through goes McFarlane, so that's Foggy and McFarlane into 5th and 6th respectively. Now, what's the gap to the leader? That is the big question. It is 2 seconds with 3.5 laps to go. I reckon they're still in with a chance of this one, you know.
We'll see.
I think everyone is when it comes to the fuel.
That's a good point as well. We saw what happened to Mark Johnston at the end of the previous one. Josh Thompson's out, as is Mark Johnston, unsurprisingly. After the hit those two received, Helgeson is now a minute behind.
Malcolm is just up the road, I think, or is that Helgeson? That is Helgeson. I wonder if they could catch him before the end of this race if he continues to go slowly.
Whether they want to catch him after the what he ended up doing to Thompson and to
Thompson and Johnston.
See then, Daniel Brown leads the way. 3/4 of a second. He's just going to have 2 laps. He's cut the course there, but I don't know if he's got away with that.
The great thing about this Southern layout is that the incident points are pretty relaxed on this one as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and he did get a slowdown.
If Stevens takes the lead then.
He's had to relinquish the lead and second and third.
Evdoka now goes for Burke.
That's good driving from Evdoka. It's smart driving.
Brilliant.
Burke hung out to dry.
Hung him out there, and that's going to allow Foggy and McFarlane to go through. Almost.
Scottish air can do. Oh. Nickel kind of boxed in, but he manages to he manages to get free just about, but doesn't make any progress on Evdoka. Stevens still holding on to the lead somehow. I don't know how he's in the lead here because Brown was through and then Brown made a mistake. Here comes Burke. Oh.
Evdoka trying to get past Brown as well, who locked up going into the first chicane, and now Foggy and McFarlane again at each other.
McDonald getting Spencer and McDonald side by side. We haven't had much time to speak to Alex in this race. Oh, there's a crash. Spencer and McDonald came together, I think, there, but it's the battle for the lead rages, Alex, at the moment.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic race. Just been watching it while you guys have been calling it. It's been great.
Oh, the inside! Oh, all of them are up the inside.
We're going to go well, surely.
Oh,
there it is.
Oh, no, it is not going well. Oh, dear.
They're stuck together there. And Evdoka back across them. Oh. And he collides with Daniel Brown.
See that coming because he didn't hold the position, did he, after the contact?
Daniel Brown nearly doing a vanishing act there, worthy of Darren Brown.
Steve Burke's in the lead.
Lap, somehow Stephen Burke's in the lead on the final lap.
Steve Burke's done another Darren Brown trick. He's just appeared.
Now they're coming up to Forstein Helgeson here. He gets out of the way, sort of.
He does.
Oh.
Into the fast part of the course here. They're trying everything now to get to Stephen Burke, who's going to defend it here. Nudge from Stevens. Allowed in Rallycross, just a small tap.
I think the race might have finished. For some reason my screen's showing finishing, but we'll see what happens.
Oh, have we reached? No, it's the 9th lap.
Okay.
It's the 9th lap. We're definitely still on the final lap. Who's going to have the fuel around the final corner? The Fiestas, we saw them running out before. Burke's still in the lead then. To the line they come. Stevens. It's going to be Stevens. Burke's out of fuel. Unbelievable. He makes the podium, Stephen Burke. But it's Stevens, then Foggy, then McFarlane. All within a second.
Great race.
Brilliant.
Brilliant race. Alex, you can tell us what else you thought about it, since you didn't really get a word in, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, just fantastic. I'm loving this dynamic, actually, where they're running out of fuel just there. You know, it's who can save, but obviously be quick, and I think that's why it's bringing the pack closer and closer together, because, you know, they're realising actually they can't run as fast as they want to.
What a shame we didn't have 25 or 30 cars here. This layout is brilliant.
Kip Stevens had a slowdown. He didn't serve, so he's been relegated.
Stevens has been disqualified essentially then, hasn't he?
Down to 9th.
Oh. So Nicole Foggy does take the win then?
Well, I did say don't rule them out, and Nicole Foggy snaps Kip Stevens' victory in half like a piece of Scottish shortbread right there.
There you go. We're feeling it. Feeling that now. Stevens, unfortunately, after that one. Foggy wins from Burke, then McFarlane. Daniel Brown in 4th, Callum Spencer 5th, Joe McDonald 6th, Max Wright 7th, Michael Evdoka in 8th, Kip Stevens in 9th, and then lapped Helgeson and Malcolm. Helgeson would have been going to see the stewards if there were any, and then Thompson was 12th and Johnston was 13th, Adam.
There we go, there we go. Or maybe Kip Stevens did that just so he can be back on the pole again for race 4, except he won't
be.
because it's going to be Scott Malcolm that's on the pole. So a very Scottish touch here that we got Foggy winning, and Malcolm will be on the pole for the final race. Josh Thompson and Mark Johnston are going to be ones to watch. They're going to be starting right at the back for this final race, where the dozen and Mark Johnston will be fighting it out for the win.
Yeah, so let's see how they get on. Will it be the unlucky 13 in race 4 of the evening? Find out soon when we come back here on Apex Racing TV as the BSR Winter Series continues.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
In the outside, contact made. 56 slides it at a 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even. Give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's
the last blast of the day here on the BSR Winter Series. We're at the Silverstone South Circuit in the United Kingdom. Andrew Woodhouse, Bath and Alex Simpson with you, Apex Racing TV. We're on the grid, and Adam, well, it's still a small grid, but show some good action in the sunshine.
Yeah, it's just got a little bit smaller. We lost one. I'm trying to work out who it is,
It is
Ross No, he's there.
Mark Johnston.
Yes.
We got absolutely rogered.
I wouldn't
actually,
blame
to be honest, I don't blame him too much. Yep.
So Thompson on the pole, Evdoka second, Foggy third, Down fourth, Wright fifth, McFarlane sixth, McDonald seventh, Stevens eighth, Burke ninth, Helgeson 10th, 11th Spencer, and 12th Malcolm.
He got them all in. Well done. Here we go then. Green light is on. And what a start that was by the Beetle. Evdoka. Oh, and Thompson's left the door open. He caught napping. Evdoka's through. Absolutely caught asleep, Josh Thompson. Got a good start, but just did not pay attention at all. Oh, and they've left enough space for each other there. Three wide in the middle. It's Wright and that's McFarlane and Brown. Oh no! He won.
And over.
McDonald turned right over. Right off.
And now if Doka leads then, what a fantastic opportunistic move that was. And Josh Thompson, schoolboy error there, leaving the door open going into the first corner. And now he's down to second place. I'm sure he won't take it too lightly though. He's got 9 laps to try and get it back.
Often, Alex, someone catches Josh Thompson napping, but...
No, he just wanted to make sure he didn't overshoot the first corner, didn't he? And yeah, got it all wrong.
And then forgot to turn in, I think. Docker just went, yep, thank you very much, I'll have that. There they go, around the magnificent Old Club corner, which I do enjoy. So many different ways you can attack it. Two of 9 then, in the final round. And around the day, I must say, and Thompson, oh dear. Lost a lot of momentum here. Fortunately for him, Adam, not enough to lose a place to Foggy.
And not much time to Evdoka either, who's doing a very good job in the Beetle. Thompson had a big scare there, didn't he? Going through the Abbey chicane, held on to it, and Foggy pretty happy to sit with him at the moment. 2 of the quickest drivers in the series, and Evdoka has proven his abilities today with a win in race 2, especially with his fuel saving, which the drivers could be doing at this moment in time. Probably why they're not attacking each other at the moment.
It's going to be key, isn't it? At the end, it just runs out of the last corner basically, and well, we go then. I
wonder if the Beetle has better fuel economy, or is it all the same?
Oh, Stephen Burke under attack by Ross McFarlane, and McFarlane was 2 wheels on the curb, and he nearly went over.
They're so close there on the Exeter Club, and they're still close now in the Doritos liveried Beetle.
Quite a cool original livery that.
That's a crunch, that car.
Very good.
Now then, through the island
We'll be making Alex hungry, I think, again.
I'm hungry.
I've got Doritos, actually. Ooh.
Oh.
Anyway. Oh, that was a mistake.
Other crisps are available.
They are.
Onto the back straight.
Not in my house, they're not. No, there's the... Not at the minute. Docker versus Thompson. Into Stowe. What can Thompson do, Alex? We saw some good moves in the Astor the other day, didn't we?
And the outside, he's trying it.
the World GTs. Thompson, we know how good he is at overtaking. Here he comes.
That's nice. How's the Apex as well-ish, but gets it done.
3 different lines through there for these 3 cars who were leading the race. All managing to get it working. New Vale and Club. Into Abbey again. Hey, Abbey, so many variations of the corner. There's about 4 different variations, and 5 different variations, I think, of Abbey. Adam, if you count
on this game, yeah,
the new, if you count the new course as well, with 1 more,
yeah,
that's 5 in total. You've got the chicane, the regular chicane using the Grand Prix track. You've got the hairpin of the international layout. You've got the chicane here.
The historic layout.
You've got the historic,
the flat
kink.
out left, yeah,
yeah, and then the flat out right of the new Abbey section.
Ever changing corner.
Yeah, crazy.
McFarlane on Burke.
Not sure there's ever been 1 corner. Answers in the chat if somebody does know if there's been another corner such as Abbey that's kept the same name in the same place, but
it's changed so many times.
Completely different.
Yeah.
Can you think of any, Adam?
No, because it's always been like the history of the corner. You keep it the same way. So
Bars bus stop chicane, maybe.
That's had 3 different versions. Yeah.
Cops, they've changed that a few times.
Yeah.
But it's not. But the thing is, with this Abbey, it's completely different corners. Like one's a chicane, one's a hairpin, one's a
flat out left, one's a flat out right.
Yeah. I can't think of any that have completely changed. Woodcut, sort of. There was a chicane there as well at one bit. Usually Silverstone, isn't it? This is what we.
The joy of airfields. Yeah, you can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, that's it. Nothing's falling flat here though, like the terrain.
To be fair, the Silverstone layout as a whole's changed beyond belief since it began in 1950.
Oh yeah, it's completely different. It was originally a fantastic track. It's originally they used an inner circuit, Alex, which was made by the runways, and then they changed to this sort of perimeter road almost, and it was fantastic back in the day, wasn't it, in terms of how fast the cars used to go, and now it's back to those speeds again these days.
Yeah, I mean, I love the not the historic layout that we have on iRacing, but the even older one to that. That was just epic. Yeah, shame actually.
Because it used to turn left at Maggots, didn't it, and then go into a very fast right-hander at what was Beckett's, and at unbelievable speeds reached. It'd be nice if we could drive it on this sim. It's on some other sims, but yeah, fantastic
Graham
layout.
Hill's changed quite a few times.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
Graham Hill Bend.
Yes, yeah, it was a flat out left.
Brands,
yeah.
They also used to run Brands Hatch the wrong way around, didn't they, when the circuit opened? Is that right? They used to run it. Wasn't it actually anti-clockwise?
Yeah, maybe.
Circuit at one point. I can't remember exactly. Could be wrong on that one. But Thompson still leading Evdoka. Evdoka can't really get. Oh, he's getting a bit closer.
It's worth staying behind, isn't it? Use the slipstream, I think. You know, because that's going to help with the fuel saving. So, and then just absolutely go for it in the last couple of laps.
As well, Adam, you got the. Trying to think of some other ones. I think the Variante Bassa. So 2 or 3 different versions of that.
Yeah, that has had quite a few because, well, I know because I've got the pack on Automobilista. There's got the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and now.
Oh, so there's lots of Variante Alta's changed a little bit.
Yeah, it has. As Foggy makes a small mistake there, going through the Abbey chicane. That's left. That's left Evdoka and Thompson now to scrap with each other. Thompson hasn't won yet tonight, has he? Oh no, won race 1, didn't he?
It does mean that Evdoka, he doesn't have to look behind him as much now. The final 3 laps. Oh, he hits Thompson.
Well, Foggy might just be doing that little extra bit of fuel saving. We never know. We go then down the back straight.
That'll help Foggy though now, Adam, because got them both up that bit of contact.
Look at that, rattling away on the rev limiter as we on the brakes into stone.
Fantastic. Really, really interesting race this. Who's going to come out on top? You don't know. Another one I think of turn 1 at Indianapolis road course. That's gone through 2 or 3 different ones, I think.
Yeah. What's happened to Kip? Kip's
what has happened to Kip?
Timing screen and.
Oh, he's off it. Where is he?
That's the exit of Stowe. That's the Marcus Ericsson line, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, he tries to do a handbrake. So I think he tried to use the handbrake.
Oh, he lost it. didn't he?
And then tried to use the handbrake to compensate, and then it just went horribly.
Then too much, yeah. And, somebody's had a fright. Chris Spencer having a fright coming around there.
The top three are back together again.
Going to see some fireworks at the end, aren't we? Alex, in every single race we've had those fuel dramas and position changes at the end, so I wouldn't put money against it.
No, I'm pretty sure we're going to see something somewhere.
Thompson blinked.
Having to defend there.
And he's been nudged out of the way. And if Docker gets hit, and then goes into Thompson.
Man from the Isle of Man had a small blink there, didn't he, Thompson, and that caused that chain of events. Now onto the final lap of the race then. Ross McFarlane's not too far away, is he?
Thompson in pretty deep to Vale. Not going to get a great exit through club because of it. Docker not too close here. Might come under threat from Foggy. I wonder if Foggy's going to have a little look into the chicane. These cars are pretty quick. There's not a massive braking area there. Thompson again takes a fair bit of curb.
Great run by Evdoka there.
Yeah. Foggy's not out of this as well. McFarlane's not out of this if they all run into each other. McFarlane's coming really quickly towards this pack. I wonder if they are starting to run out.
The Chapel.
I wonder if they're marginal, because that's not 2.2 seconds anymore, Alex, is it?
No, it's come down quite a bit. 1 second, isn't it? So they run out, you might get them.
Here we go then, Thompson to the line. Let's see what happens. And if Docker up the inside of Foggy in the final corner again, they're leaning on each other. I think Docker might have been out.
Thompson's out, but he takes the win.
And McFarlane gets P2.
Docker third.
Then Brown in fourth.
And Foggy in fifth.
I wonder if Docker was out. I just need to go back and check that.
Got Malcolm versus Kip Stevens going into the final corner. And that's Malcolm through, and that's into 8th place. The dying stages there. Now we're just waiting for Forstein Helgeson to come along, and Joe McDonald and Max Wright are both on their own. But yeah, cracking finish there.
Funny thing is, they might have, if they hadn't have crashed, they might have got Josh Thompson, Alex, as he was. He had run dry.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Absolutely.
It would have been very close. McFarlane in the end gained 1 second on the final lap. RIP to the fuel, says Josh Thompson. Yeah, every single time, really, tonight. But fantastic stuff. Adam, if you could take us through the final results of round 4. Every single person finished.
Josh Thompson takes the win then, his second win of the evening. I think bookending race 1 and race 2, I think. Second for Ross McFarlane, third for Michael Evdoka, third, fourth for Dan Brown, then fifth Nicole Foggy, then sixth Stephen Burke, Callum Spencer in 7th, Scott Malcolm 8th, Kip Stevens in 9th, and 10th for Forstein Helgeson. Joe McDonald finishing in 11th place and finishing in 12th. Bringing up the rear, it is Max Wright. Next race is in the BSR WRX. Going to be at, I will tell you in a second.
Sure, either.
Yeah, I was just going to get the calendar up now for you. Race schedule, there we go. Next race is at Road Atlanta, the short version. That's going to be on the 25th of January. Then we go to the Monza Junior layout. And then we go to Snetterton 200, the New Hampshire Road Course. I don't think we've ever done a broadcast on Apex Racing TV from there. Then
maybe one.
Before I joined.
Did we not do...
We might have
Did we not do a Rick Mattek series race or something there? I'm sure we were at New Hampshire Road Course.
I think in the very first season of Ritmatech, I think we did do one. Yeah, you're right. And then we've got Summit Long, and then we've got Donington Park, the national circuit there at the end of bringing up the end of the season in March.
All right, awesome. Okay, right. Well, that was a cracking meeting, Alex, after last week's rubbish.
It was. Absolutely chalk and cheese, wasn't it? Fantastic.
We really enjoyed that, and we hope the series continues in the same way. We hope, like I say, join the series if you're happy. If you're happy with what you've seen and you want to join in, then yeah, do it. We want to see you on the grid next week. Right then, everybody, thank you very much for taking part in tonight's broadcast by either watching or commenting on the YouTube channel. If you like what you see, please like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube, and also you need to click that little bell icon near the subscription box, because our videos then will be near the top of your feed and you'll see them when they come out. All right, everybody, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.